Humanity's fall from grace. In the grand chambers of the Galactic Council, tensions were running high. Ambassador Zarek Sin of Earth stood before the assembled alien delegates, her heart pounding as she prepared to deliver her plea. Esteemed members of the council, Zara began, her voice echoing through the cavernous hall. For centuries, humanity has been a peaceful and cooperative member of this august body. We have contributed to scientific advancements, engaged in mutually beneficial trade, and upheld the laws and ideals of the galactic community. Yet now, we find ourselves facing baseless accusations and discriminatory policies from some of our alleged allies. Murmurs rippled through the chamber as the various alien representatives shifted uneasily. The Zorgans, insectoid warriors known for their aggressive expansionism, chittered angrily. The Sylphids, ethereal energy beings, pulsed with agitated colors. Ambassador Xin pressed on. These false allegations that humans are secretly violating Council regulations on genetic engineering and AI development are nothing more than an attempt by certain races to undermine Earth's standing. We demand to see the evidence behind these slanderous claims. The Zorgan ambassador rose on its 6 spindly legs, mandibles clicking furiously. The evidence is classified, but compelling, it hissed. The Council cannot risk the destabilizing effects of unregulated human technological development. This body must vote to temporarily suspend Earth's membership until a full investigation exonerates humanity of wrongdoing. Chaos erupted in the Council chamber. Some delegates yelled their agreement with the Zorgans, while others rose to humanity's defense. Zara pounded the lectern, her objections drowned out by the commotion. In the end, it was the Sylphids' nay vote that sealed Earth's fate. As one of the oldest and most respected Council races, the Sylphids held sway, and they had made their position clear. Humanity was to be expelled from the Galactic Council until further notice. Zara left the chamber in a daze, the weight of the galaxy pressing down on her. She thought of the trade embargoes that were sure to follow, the travel restrictions that would leave human ships stranded in distant systems. Her people were alone now, cut off from the very alliance they had helped forge. As her shuttle departed the Council station for the long journey back to Earth, Zora couldn't shake the sense that this was only the beginning. The other shoe was about to drop, and when it did, humanity would need to be ready. The warship Prometheus. In the obsidian depths of space, a secret human fleet base thrummed with activity. Engineers in exosuits welded massive hull plates into place, while armored marines patrolled the perimeter. At the center of the cavernous assembly hangar stood the Prometheus, the most advanced warship ever conceived by human minds. Admiral Alina Markova surveyed her command with a mixture of pride and trepidation. The Prometheus was her brainchild, a project years in the making. While Earth played nice with the Galactic Council, Markova had always harbored suspicions about the true intentions of humanity's alien neighbors. The schematics for Prometheus had been drafted in secret, a contingency plan to protect human interests should the need arise. Now, with Earth expelled from the Council and rumblings of alien aggression on the rise, that day had come. As Elena watched the finishing touches being put on her mighty vessel, she couldn't help but reflect on the irony. The Council races had always underestimated humans, seeing them as primitive upstarts unworthy of a seat at the galactic table. If only they knew the technological leaps humanity had made behind closed doors. Prometheus was more than a simple battleship. Its experimental warp drive allowed for unheard-of FTL speeds, while its plasma cannons and ag-guided missiles stood ready to take on any foe. Most impressive, though, were the ship's nanobot fabrication arrays and neural uplink systems, top-secret tech that would give the human crew an edge in any engagement. As the final bolt was tightened and the reactors thrummed to life, Alina felt a rush of determination. Prometheus was the key to ensuring humanity's place among the stars. With this ship under her command, she would set out into the galaxy and prove to the arrogant Council races that humans were a force to be reckoned with. The Admiral strode up the ramp into Prometheus' awaiting airlock, her bridge crew saluting sharply as she passed. It was time to embark on their fateful mission, to show the galaxy what human ingenuity and determination could achieve. Alina just hoped that display of strength would be enough to protect her people in the tumultuous times ahead. First contact gone wrong. 3 weeks into her shakedown cruise at the edges of Council space, Prometheus was running like a well-oiled machine. The crew had acclimated to the rhythms of shipboard life, and the vessel's advanced systems were exceeding even Alina's lofty expectations. As the Admiral reviewed efficiency reports in her ready room, she allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. A feeling that evaporated as alarms suddenly blared through the ship. "Admiral, to the bridge," came the urgent call over the comm. "Unknown vessels on approach." Alina burst onto the bridge, adrenaline surging. On the view screen, a squadron of angular alien ships moved to intercept Prometheus' path. Alina recognized the beetle-like silhouettes immediately. A Zorgon patrol fleet, likely on the hunt for the human interloper they'd been warned about. Shields up, weapon systems online. Alina barked to her crew. She hit the comm channel to address the approaching ships. "This is Admiral Markova of the UNSS Prometheus. We are conducting peaceful exercises and do not seek confrontation. Please allow us to proceed on our way." The response was swift and chilling. "Human vessel, you have violated Galactic Council Edict 1138 prohibiting human military presence in Council-adjacent space. Stand down and prepare to be boarded for inspection. Failure to comply will result in your immediate destruction." Alina bristled at the Zorgon's arrogant tone. These bugs had some nerve, threatening her crew after their blatant political maneuverings had exiled humanity from the Council. She weighed her options. Letting the Zorgons board Prometheus was out of the question. The ship's secrets were too valuable to risk capture. But did she dare respond to the aliens' aggression with force? In the end, the choice was made for her. On the view screen, the lead Zorgon ship oriented its forward plasma array and fired a warning shot across Prometheus' bow. The blue-white energy beam crackled menacingly against the blackness of space. Alina's tactical officer, Lieutenant Yu, snapped to attention. "Admiral, they're charging for another volley. Scans indicate they're targeting our engines." Resolve hardened in Alina's gut. So this was how the Council races wanted to play it. "So be it. Lieutenant Yu, let's show our friends what human weapon systems can do. Target their command ship and fire at will." As Yu's fingers danced over the weapons control panel, Prometheus thrummed with unleashed power. A barrage of eye-guided missiles erupted from the ship's launch bays, followed by the searing brilliance of plasma cannons. The Zorgon ships scattered, caught off guard by the ferocity of the human vessel's response. But Prometheus was just getting started. With inhuman precision, the ship's advanced targeting computers predicted the Zorgon fleet's evasive maneuvers, landing punishing blow after blow on the alien shields. The Zorgon command ship reeled under a sustained plasma volley, its hull buckling inward before a mighty explosion ripped it apart from the inside. In mere minutes, the once proud Zorgon patrol fleet had been reduced to drifting wreckage. A stunned silence fell over the Prometheus bridge as the crew absorbed the magnitude of their victory. They had just gone toe-to-toe with a superior alien force and utterly decimated them. Alina sagged back in her command chair, the rush of battle fading. Prometheus had proven herself, but at what cost? There would be no hiding this incident from the Galactic Council. The fragile peace between humanity and the other races had just been shattered, and Alina knew deep in her bones that this was only the opening salvo in a much larger conflict. As Prometheus limped away from the battlefield, every soul aboard knew their mission had fundamentally changed. No longer a simple shakedown cruise, this voyage would now be a fight for humanity's very right to exist among the stars. And the Prometheus would be at the vanguard of that struggle, come what may. Return to the Galactic Council. What happened out there, Zara? The Council is in an uproar. Ambassador Xin sighed, rubbing her temples as the holocron projection of Earth's Prime Minister flickered before her. 2 days had passed since the infamous Prometheus incident, and the fallout was still sending shockwaves through the galaxy. "From what I've gathered, sir, The Zorgans attempted to board the Prometheus by force. Admiral Markova responded in kind. Zora paused, choosing her words carefully. "I seen the footage, Prime Minister. The Prometheus. It's like nothing we've let the Council races see before. That ship is a game-changer." The Prime Minister's brow furrowed. "That may be, Ambassador, but engaging in open warfare. We're supposed to be pursuing diplomacy to regain our Council seat, not blasting our way through their fleets." Zora's voice took on a hard edge. "With respect, sir, the Council made their position clear when they expelled us based on nothing but rumor and conjecture. The Prometheus shows we're done being pushed around. You want my advice? We use this. Leverage the Council's fear of our capabilities to negotiate from a position of strength." To her surprise, the Prime Minister barked a sharp laugh. "You always were a shrewd one, Zora. Very well. I'm dispatching the Prometheus to the Council headquarters as we speak, with you aboard to deliver our terms. If the Council wants to avoid a war, they'll listen to what we have to say." Jaws dropped across the Galactic Council chamber as the massive form of the Prometheus settled into orbit around the station. The sleek, obsidian-hulled vessel dwarfed the mightiest Sylphid battlecruiser, its weapons arrays glistening in the starlight like unsheathed swords. Ambassador Xin materialized on the Council floor in a flash of teleporter energy, flanked by 2 hulking Marines in power armor. The symbology was lost on no one. Humanity had arrived not as supplicants, but as equals, perhaps even superiors. "Members of the Council," Zora began, her amplified voice booming through the chamber. "Humanity comes before you today not to apologize for our actions, but to open a new chapter in our relations. The Prometheus is the pride of our fleet, a testament to the heights of human achievement. She is also a warning of what we are capable of when provoked." The Sylphid ambassador pulsed a vivid red, their equivalent of a scowl. "You speak boldly for a race that stands in violation of this Council's edicts, Ambassador. Humanity's banishment was lawful and just. You have no right to make demands." Zora smiled. "A cold and dangerous thing. Oh, but I think you'll find we have every right, esteemed Ambassador. The Council races have long looked down upon humans as primitives, fit only to serve as minor partners in your great galactic dance. The Prometheus incident has shown the folly of that view. Humanity is strong, resourceful, and not to be trifled with. Work with us as true equals, or risk the consequences of our ire." A tense murmur spread through the chamber. For all their bluster, no Council race wanted to imagine the devastation a fleet of human Prometheus-class ships could unleash upon them. The Zorgan ambassador was the first to click its mandibles in acquiescence. "Let us discuss these new terms, then." Others quickly followed suit. As the Council session stretched into the night, a new galactic balance began to take shape. Humanity would have its Council seat, and more. A promise of mutual respect, fair trade, and an end to anti-human propaganda. The Prometheus had spoken, and the galaxy had listened. A new galactic balance. "Welcome home, hero of Earth." The crowd's exultant cry erupted as Admiral Alina Markova descended the ramp of her shuttle onto the tarmac of Earth's central spaceport. A sea of faces beamed up at her, pride and relief etched into every human expression. They knew how close they had all come to disaster, and they knew who had pulled them back from the brink. Alina accepted their adulation with a humble wave. The true gratitude, she knew, belonged to her crew, those brave men and women who had stood with her through the trials of the Prometheus incident and its aftermath. Even now, her mighty ship hung in geosynchronous orbit above, a shining symbol of humanity's newfound strength and resilience. As if sensing her thoughts, a formation of aerospace fighters screamed overhead, trailing plumes of red, white, and blue smoke. The crowd roared their approval, chanting "Prometheus, Prometheus," into the clear spring air. Alina's chest swelled with fierce pride. Prometheus was more than a ship. She was an ideal, a promise. Never again would humanity be relegated to the sidelines of galactic affairs. In the weeks since the Council's capitulation, a new status quo had emerged. Earth's ambassadors now sat as equals alongside the Sylphids, the Zorgons, and all the rest. Trade routes had reopened. Human scientific missions were venturing into once forbidden sectors, and a sense of curiosity, even tentative camaraderie, was growing between the species of the galaxy. But as Alina gazed out over the celebrating crowds, she knew their work was far from over. The council races may have yielded for now, but deep resentments still simmered beneath the surface. Some would always begrudge humanity's special treatment, would fear and schemes against Earth's growing influence. Let them scheme, Alina thought, her jaw tightening with resolve. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, and the Prometheus would be there to defend it, no matter the threats that emerge. She and her crew had learned the lessons of the past well. Trust, but verify. Extend the hand of friendship, but keep the sword of war sharp and ready. As if on cue, a hush fell over the crowds as a hologram projection sparkled to life above the staging ground. The avuncular features of the Sylphid ambassador, so recently humanity's fiercest critic, now smiled down upon the assembled humans. People of Earth, the Sylphid began, its words translated into the rich baritone of a human male. Today, we in the Galactic Council extend our most heartfelt congratulations on the triumphant return of the Prometheus and her valiant crew. May this mark the beginning of a new era of peace, prosperity, and partnership between our peoples. Together, we shall build a galaxy of wonders. The crowds erupted into fresh cheers, and Alina found herself grinning along with them. A new era, indeed. An era where humanity would walk tall and proud among the great races of the galaxy. An era where Earth's children would grow up gazing into the stars not with fear, but with boundless dreams of adventure and discovery. And it was an era that the heroes of the Prometheus, every officer, engineer, and marine, had bought with their courage and sacrifice. Never, Alina swore, would she let the people of Earth forget that. As fireworks burst to life in the skies above the spaceport, Admiral Alina Markova of the UNSS Prometheus squared her shoulders and prepared to greet the brave new world she and her crew had made possible. The future was bright, and humanity was ready to claim its place in the light.